Helen Kerr is president of KerrSmith Designs and a recent speaker at the Strategic Capability Network's 35th anniversary event. Helen sat down with Canadian HR Reporter TV to talk to us about fluid strategy in times of rapid change. Why is it so important to be adaptive when managing change?
So change is a constant in our life. It's coming at us all the time. We feel right at this moment in time that the pace of change is accelerating. And although businesses and people have strategies that they've thought about what they want to accomplish in the world at large, when change comes at you and basically disrupts your strategy, what are you going to do? So the ability to become adaptive as change happens and to build resilient policies or responses to that change allow you to not just survive but actually thrive, which is pretty important.
What will happen if you're reactive instead, and can that ever be a good thing?
Sometimes being reactive to change is actually the smartest response. So if something is coming at you and it has the likelihood that it will decimate you, being reactive right in the moment can help you survive. The problem with having that as your behavior on a regular basis is it doesn't actually help you to thrive. And so if you want to build a business that can actually persist over time, then always being reactive, I mean, think of it in a person. If your whole life is lived on adrenaline, which is essentially what reaction is all about, you would wear out pretty quickly, right? It's not very healthy to be living your entire life as an adrenaline rush. And so why would you do that to your company? Why have your company always functioning on an adrenaline rush? And instead, why not prepare for the change and allow yourself to receive information about what is changing and then be able to modulate your response in a way that is calmer and purpose-driven. So I talk a lot about defining a purpose and creating guiding principles. So not that you shouldn't have a strategy, but when your strategy fails because of what's coming at you, you have the ability to continue to respond.
What should organizations keep in mind while formulating their purpose?
So purpose is pretty essential. So many companies think about what they want to do, and those are ideas that are generated from the inside of their company. But what if instead you thought about what's outside your company? So could you think about who and what are you here for? Why do you exist? It's a pretty important starting point. So if you didn't exist, how would people get what they really need? So why do you exist? Who are you there for? How can you help them in the world? And what is it that they actually need? And so if that was what drove you, instead of just what can I get out of it, then you are being adaptive and you are being responsive to what really people want and need in the world.
Why is foresight work so critical?
So a lot of what we do is thinking about the future. Not that you can predict the future, because nobody can do that. Even if people say they can't really. But what you can do is you can be sensitive to the kinds of changes that are coming your way. And so we encourage people to really make place for that in their business is to consider the future. And so we try and consider the future in a really structured way to listen actively for signals of change that are out beyond the boundaries of what you do and see how you can incorporate that into your business.